Yep, okay, so it's there. There's undo, there's redo, and there's paste, and so on. Okay, thanks for that. That's useful to know. Okay. So I've just undone that renaming process. I can press the redo button if you like, so I'll just turn it back again to the names that are changed. There you go. So that's what it was like before. But I'm going to undo it because while this way works, and it's very quick and easy to do, somebody might be able to look at this and realize that the numbers are in brackets. And they also go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. But then the next ones are 1, 0. So we don't have double digits for number 1 and things like that. And that could conceivably, somewhere down the track, make things go out of sync. And also, just as a sort of a side note, and this is sort of it's a bit of an old-fashioned thing, and it may not apply necessarily these days as much as it used to, but things like brackets in a file name can sometimes cause programs to not be able to recognize the file correctly or put them in the right sorting order and things like that. So while Windows does like to put brackets around numbers and file names, I would recommend that if you're going to rename things, other than doing it the way that you just see on the screen here, then it's probably a good idea not to use brackets, but just sort of use straight numbers and letters. But in this case, because this is the way that Windows does it, you have to live with the fact that it actually puts these brackets around the numbers on the file name. And if it doesn't annoy you and it doesn't put you off and you're happy with it the way it is, by all means continue to use this process. So I'll just undo that again, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another way of doing it, which is with OrphanView. OrphanView is a graphic program that I rather like. It has a lot of interesting features, and we're actually going to be using that to sort of crop photos and things like that as well. But the program OrphanView also has the ability to rename pictures as well, and I find that process, while it might not be advanced as maybe some other programs that you can download from the internet, it does a pretty good job. Okay, so hopefully everyone has been able to see by me demonstrating that there that when I go to the next slide, okay, there we go. So that slide indicates exactly what I was just demonstrating before, how when you rename the photos and then you look in a slightly different mode, which might help to demonstrate it a bit more clearly, these photos will be renamed and renamed in the order in which they were originally taken. Okay. All right. So I guess at this point, I would be saying, if you wish to follow along with this and haven't already, by all means try and download OrphanView onto your computer. Now I'll do a bit of a screen share as well on this, because while, and on the slide you can see there that that's the OrphanView screen. So this here is what this is, a snapshot of what the OrphanView website looks like, and you'll see that it's got this section over here for downloading the program, and you'll see that there are actually two separate downloads. And you'll also notice, if you look over here on this slide, that they download them from different websites. So it actually doesn't download directly from OrphanView itself. They use a third party to download this program. Fortunately, I haven't had any problems with this website in this particular instance, nor have I had any problems with this website when it comes to downloading this file. I haven't got any sort of surprising sort of nasties or something like that sort of download instead, or I haven't managed to accidentally click on a button that I shouldn't. But I'll probably, it would be best just to demonstrate to you anyway that process so you can see for yourself how to actually download this program. So as you can see on this screen, you'll see here you've got the OrphanView download here, and you've got the plugin add-ons here. And what I'm going to do, and this is just something that I tend to do out of habit, is I tend to open the download in a different tab. This is something that's optional. You don't have to do this, but I find it's kind of a useful feature. Hang on a second. Okay. If you right-click on a link, then you can click on the next item down, and that allows you to open that link in a new tab. And if I just click on that very quickly, you'll see what that screen looks like. And what will happen is there's a link here, and if you click on that link, it'll go to this screen here, and then it'll wait for a little bit of time, and then it automatically starts to download that program, which it's now just doing down here. And that's just the way that Google Chrome works. In Internet Explorer, it's just a little bit different. Okay, so while that's downloading, I'll go to the next link down, and I'll right-click on that one as well, open that in a new tab, go to that screen, and again, you'll see this is what the website looks like. And almost straight away, having clicked on that link, you can see down here, it's downloaded that application. Now, this is the plugins section. So this is the second one of those two links. And it's important, obviously, to install the program first before you install the plugins pack. And while the plugins pack may not necessarily be useful for everybody, I would recommend installing both of them, because you never know when you might need one of those features that the plugin pack actually provides. So if I'll just, let me see, okay, I'll just close out of this now. And let me just advance to the screen. All right, so this is the process that we're going to be going through about how to rename pictures in OpenView. It's a bit more of an involved process. And so again, I'll go through a screen share process and show you how that actually works. And I'm also just keeping an eye on the time, so I don't want to get, I don't want to run out of time. Okay. Does anyone have any questions at this stage before we sort of proceed? And, just sort of general questions. By all means, take the microphone if you wish, or, maybe write something in the chat window down the bottom. Pardon me. Anybody want to talk? No. Okay. How about you, Keith? Do you have a question at all?
No, you're explaining this extremely well, Pierce. I didn't know that you could rename using Windows Explorer like that. I must admit, I've never tried it. Yeah. That was excellent and explained very well.
Okay, no problem. All right. Well, unless anyone's got any further questions, I'll just jump to the screen share so I can show you how this process works in OpenView. And I'll take it a couple of steps at a time, and maybe jump between my slide and then go back to OpenView so I can sort of show the whole process in its entirety. Okay, so the slide that we're currently on, again, I've sort of laid it out in a sequence. So it's all about menus, going to the file menu, going down to the batch rename process, and then going to this little screen that pops up like so. And then that allows you to go through, select images, and do all the other bits and pieces. So what I will do is, if I just jump to the next screen, and it might look like a lot of information, and I'll just jump between it back and forth so that you can get a bit of an idea. And then I'll go through the process in OpenView as well, and hopefully between the two it should make sense. Okay. So again, there's a lot of information on the screen, so don't worry about it too much yet. I'll jump back to it as required. So bear with me, and don't worry if you can't read everything on the screen yet, because now I'm going to go through this process and demonstrate it in OpenView, and then I'll come back to this slide and show you, the steps that we basically went through. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a PDF file, because this is actually something that I use OpenView for quite regularly, and I think it's a neat little trick, and I hope you actually find it useful too.